Monday, October 7th, market analysis, Stan Ehrlich. Good morning. 10:07 California time, and we have some weakness, not a lot, but at least the strength we had on Friday is fading away a little. And as you can see, we're only down to around the middle of the range of Friday. And if I'm going to be right about this market topping out, and we are short at the moment, the E-mini, so the loss is extremely small. The trade line looks like it's almost dead flat. And while we're doing the YouTube here, it may even turn green. Wouldn't be surprised. Looking for new lows for the last week or two very soon. This week, I hope, because I'm expecting the October lows, which have occurred for the last 31 years, almost every year, a little over 90%. 3, maybe 4 years of the 31 years since 1993. We've had a decent, if not spectacular, buying opportunity in October. Check it out yourself. Don't believe me. Every Friday for the last couple, 3, 4 weeks or something like that, I've been showing you the historical track record. So look at last Friday's video. All right. So all I can say is I do not want to have the market close anywhere near today's high or above Friday's high and or close, and certainly not to make a new high for the move. I am hoping, expecting, and crossing my fingers that this bearish engulfing ER sell signal on October 1st is the high day, and we're on our way down. But Friday bothered me a bit. Now, feeling a little better. We're off about 2.5 spider points, 24 E-mini points. And here's the short-term 5-minute chart. And as you can see, if we can get below last week's low, you will be making new lows for way over 2 weeks. That's not particularly bullish, usually. So our short position looks like it has about a tick loss, and just might turn bullish. Looks like it did a few minutes ago, meaning profitable. Our trailing stop was, and we are short from about 8:10 in the morning, California time, on October 2nd. And that is a rally to catch an ER3 short. Okay, let's look at the next one. And it is a spider, essentially the same commentary. I have no particular change of opinion. And the 5-minute chart does show some minor new lows for the session. It's not like it's falling apart or anything. And I'm not going to be getting any major sell signal out of the spider, because it wasn't overbought, but barely, very close, not quite, in the last week or two. So code is code. If it is, it is. If it's not, it's not. There's no if or maybe or close. Next. Okay, now the QQQ. On the rally Friday came nowhere near particularly close to previous rally high an earlier or a week and a half or so ago, and up against resistance. But we were overbought at the top in the resistance area, and I think we're making our way lower. So again, this week, I'm looking for it to move below 477, break the support level bottom at 473 and 3/4, and start to head down in October for the October low at the highest level, about 450. But I'm actually thinking the market could come down to 423-ish. Next, that was the Qs. Here's the 5-minute Qs. We need to see a little more weakness fairly quickly here. Next, NASDAQ, short with a little bit of a loss from an ER3 entry on October 2nd. We didn't get the top of the market with a sell signal, but we did get fairly close. Here we got close to the bottom with a buy. We got the top exactly with a sell. We got close to the bottom with a buy. We have the exact top of the market. And ever since July 11th, we did get the exact high day of the whole damn bull move so far. So this hasn't made anything more than a possible double top, tested resistance, had a sell signal, and starting to dribble off a little today. Now, granted, we're not sinking very quickly or very assertively, which I'd like to see. But you never can make the market do what you want it to do. You always have to move with it. Next, NASDAQ 5-minute chart. Let's see some more weakness. We got the trade line. It's red at the moment. I need to get below 2069 in order to turn profitable on this trade. And our trailing stop probably could be lowered somewhat. I might consider doing that in the next day or two. Right now, it's just flat since the entry. Next, YM going flat, no particular formation. Today's high is right up against the resistance area for the last 2 or 3 weeks. Stopped cold turkey, even though it was a minor new high, but not overbought. So let's see what happens. I want to close below 42,118. Next, YM 5-minute chart, a little weaker than the other indexes, easily making new lows for the session 10, 20 minutes ago. No, it was a 5-minute, maybe an hour ago, a little less. Okay, Russell, not the same at all. Major historical resistance is stopping these last few rallies. I'm expecting to move down to at least 2,100 and probably down to closer to 2,000. Next, short-term 5-minute chart on the Russell. Ladies and gentlemen, watch the bond market here. Bingo. We have dropped straight down in the last couple of days very sharply. Actually, you can say the last 3.5 to 4 days now. And down another 17 today. New lows, 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row now, basically, that are important. And heading very quickly to my green circle, which I've been talking about for a couple of weeks. The head and shoulder top formation, which started with the first shoulder high on August 21, and the top of the market is a tiny little double top by itself over 1 week, rolled over at the top here, and then came down and made the last shoulder high. Very good timing on this pattern, October 1st. There's your neckline, there's your breakout, and now a breakout 1 day later, 2 days later, we are dropping like a rock. Already 2/3, over half the way down to the minimum objective, which is in my green circle at 119.19. I'd love to see that. Anything from here down to my other downside objective because of the double top formation. And the first high on that was on 8.5, and the other high was, you can pick on the highest high, 9.17. That objective is at the bottom of my green circle. As long as I get some kind of a low in the green circle this month, October, I'm going to be tickle pink. And after that, of course, I move up, and that's why I've got these yellow solid lines, straight lines, coming down. And I plotted this line back on September 24th. It's coming true. It's halfway finished. Next chart. Notes. Today, I've added the 2 lines, similar to the ones I showed you in bonds, to the downside objective from the double top formation. So that would be the downside objective and the horizontal from that price. And it so happens it's almost dead in the middle vertically of the green circle. So I chose horizontally the middle of October. Why not? For a turning point at my objective. Let's see if it works. The yellow line here is identical to the one I drew in bonds, starting on the same day, September 24th. But I just didn't draw it in the notes. But we do have an ER sell signal on September 17th. We are still short 2 green trade lines, the ER1 overnight and the ER3 overnight trades. Doing fantastic for, obviously, position or swing trades. Just great. Let's see if I can get it down here and get out somewhere in the circle. That would be fantastic. Next chart. We're looking at crude oil. Very sharp rally the last few days. And obviously, well, I would expect it has something to do with the Middle East problems, war. And it's overbought now, significantly so at 81. So we might touch the spare trend line. We might touch that resistance line area, which is almost the same price levels, and then turn down. I wouldn't put it past the market. Seems plausible, but because we're overbought and significantly so, I can see a turnaround to the downside for a downside correction at any point now. Next chart. We got a sell signal yesterday on natural gas at the high of the rally so far. Here is our ER1 overnight green trade. We are low and last and have just made new lows for a couple of weeks. Yay! So, what can I say? My trailing stop is already 24 hours after we got short below our short entry price, locking in a profit. This is working very well, very quickly. I'm happy. I think we're going to be coming down to probably the 2.450 ballpark area. We're right smack dab at the moment at the support level bottom, but not oversold. And I would not be surprised if it dropped off significantly more before the bell and be a breakout the day after our sell signal on the top of the market. By the way, we never did get completely to my minimum upside objective for this double bottom formation. And there's one low, and then there's the second low with at the bottom of the market a green ER buy signal, of course, with a couple of complementary buy signals after that, and up we go. So here we go down. And again, I'm looking for probably someplace in the ballpark of 2.3. I might even be more bearish. Next, heating oil, very overbought, like crude. Could top out any time. 85, damn near 86. Anytime it gets to 90 or higher, I scream bloody murder. It's just about to turn. I mean, within minutes or hours, or that day at least. But that's not quite there yet. We're at almost 86. So I'm telling you that in advance, if it happens to jump up more today and or tomorrow and hit 90 plus, that would also be closer to my resistance. I can't put it past the market. It just might do that. I'm looking for a turn down. It's a longer term bear market. I don't think this is the beginning of a long-term bull at this point. Next chart. We got a sell signal yesterday in gold. We have a little rally today, which got into the middle of yesterday's range. Therefore, ER3 is short also. And we've just got plotted here a couple of ER1 trades yesterday. Not doing particularly well for those trades yesterday. But I could make things different, and I might do that and tell you what I did, but I can't do it right now. So I'm looking for gold to come down to this line, 2566, maybe a hair higher in a few days, but it's fairly flat, not too steeply upward slanted. And that also begins some support. So not just because of the line, but also previous highs. So that's my first downside objective. We'll see what happens if I get close to that. Next, we've got this broader possible double top and not quite a bearish engulfing yesterday. Plus, we weren't quite overbought. We came super close at a 74.65. All I needed was 75 or higher, but it didn't make it. And we're coming down somewhat today. We made a minor new low for a day or so in silver. It could be rolling over. I just don't have any signals. I think it is. Resistance levels almost overbought. It was overbought, but then it's made a little bit of new highs. Let's see here. I think it's rolling over. Next stop to the downside could easily be 28. Next chart. We got platinum. It has made new lows for over a week. It looks like it's going to be a new low closing price for the last week and a half, maybe almost 2 weeks. And that's on the way down. So platinum is cooperating. No particular formation, no particular sell signals, but rolling down out of a resistance area. Great. All right. Copper is making right now a new bearish engulfing sell signal as we speak today, Monday. So we have the top of the market to the exact day on September 30th. We had a rally back up to catch an ER3 short trade 2 days later, which we did. That turns out to be damn near the high of the rally. And now a few days later, it's quite profitable. Our stop is now dropped a day or two ago. a little below our short entry. So we're basically guaranteeing a profit, which is not a guarantee, but likelihood of a profit. And I could speed up the stop a little bit more, but I'm going to wait. What I want is a close near today's low or lower. And then, if not in the same day, below the low on September 30th. That would make me very happy. No more significant rallies. Next. Okay, soybeans, oil, meal, corn, wheat, cattle, hogs, and back to E-mini for a moment. So in beans, it did roll over, and we've got a new low now for a couple of weeks. So I'm expecting it to stair step its way down and challenge, to be honest with you, 960, the bottom of the market that we did catch with a green bullish engulfing the arrow sell signal. Now that one made a little bit of money, but not much, that sell signal. And the bottom is still green to the day before it started to rally sharply. Now, that's not the lowest low, but it's awfully close, and it is the lowest low before the rally, before it just went straight up without any dilly-dallying around, which happened a little bit before that. Okay, oil, overbought yesterday, trying to stay above the resistance level, but couldn't. And the net result is we're back down and then back up again a little bit today above resistance. So we'll see if it can maintain this. Overbought implies that it was going to turn down. We did make a lower low today, but right now we're a little higher on the day. I did get a sell signal. It did make a little money, and that was a week or so ago. I thought it was going to be the highest high, but we did make new highs, but not by much. Overbought again, and we're slipping now since Friday's high. We'll see. I'm basically bearish. I got to have some price action here to hold on to that, though. Okay, meal, fine. Resistance stopped the rally, although it poked through it on a closing basis for one day, 1.5, so to speak. But now the overbought condition is overcome, and we're dropping sharply. Last couple of days are down pretty good. Today's a significant down day, challenging lows for the last week and a half. Okay, looking for lower levels, probably at least 317, 16, probably 300 and lower. Next, meal. Pretty much the same story. Next, corn. Resistance area, overbought conditions, turned down. Today's a new low for a week. Last 5 days. I think it's going to keep dribbling off. I don't see anything happening in the grain complex that's going to be a huge collapsing type market. Although I will say this, the bottom of many bear markets does contain a little bit of a panic downside exhaustion phase, which does involve often a gapping down situation. Like the last gasp of bear news, after the fact, of course. That's what sometimes does happen. Okay, so that may be in the future, but not soon. Looking for corn, come down again to at least 413 and lower. Wheat, overbought, touched resistance, one of my favorite combinations, and dropped off Friday and dropped off a little bit more earlier today. Right now it's up 3.5. I don't have a problem with a little bounce for a day or two, but I do think these lows are going to be challenged at 564 even, and the bottom of the market down around 530 also is going to be challenged. Okay, cattle, overbought, having a little trouble here. These prices for the last 3.5 days now. We do have a high higher than Friday's high, and if we can manage to drop below Friday's low, you will be all of a sudden also below Thursday's low, and that will generate a bearish engulfing. And because of the overbought conditions lately and today, we're going to turn red, but it has to get below yesterday's low. I don't see that yet. We're just up a little bit at the moment. Don't turn your back on these markets in this condition because they can happen all of a sudden. And Miss Piggy, new high, looks like a new high close above previous highs. very close to overbought again, probably in the last gasp of an up move, approaching resistance and sitting there right now. So we could move up more. We could feasibly test 82.5. I think it's likely to top out before that. Oh, I have to give you an educated guess. In this case, 78, 79, maybe closer to 80. And the E-mini slipping off a little, down 2.4 or 24. Again, there's nothing here from an RSI standpoint that indicates the market's likely to bottom out in any of these indexes. So the 5-minute chart, yeah, I would love it to see it starting to make new lows much more quickly. So that's not happening. What about the NASDAQ? Yeah, same thing for the NASDAQ, and the YM did make those new lows at the beginning of the YouTube. You guys have a great day and profitable trading to you.